It is 35 degrees. I'm going to sound pissed off at the sweat of my brow. What better day than today than for me and Dante to finally do the little Becco Foods hot sauce challenge.
Oh my, yo, that's too much. One of the creators of the magnetic feed, he called it a race to the bottom. Like with all these algorithms and people being famous by doing the dumbest things.
Give me, no, I didn't make a face. Why are producers so protective of venues? I read this and I almost immediately got irked.
They had a philosophy club before the show. You know me, I like to philosophize.
I'm a super video games or art person. I think this game goes with that statement. Oh man, the developers are gonna see this. Oh, more people are talking about our game. It's like, this is terrible. This guy ate hot sauce.
Hey, it's Hen Dog.
Black Zeus, the podcast, season 6, featuring Black Zeus and Dante, aka Black Zeus on YouTube, Patreon, and Instagram. All right, I'm done.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Black Zeus Podcast, Season 6, Episode 23. I am talking hella fast. I hope you guys have had a good 7 days, and I hope the next 7 days are better than your last. I hope they're cooler, and that's all. I also hope you're safe and happy, and there's that. I'm going to tuck the hair away. There it is. The Ethiopian hairline makes a return, ladies and gentlemen. I still have my natural hairline though. What about you? Yeah, it is 35 degrees. I'm going to sound pissed off. I am a little bit, but not at you. Just at the sweat of my brow. We're going through a heat wave, ladies and gentlemen, and there's no AC in the studio, but we are here for all 35 of you. We're still building, and those 35 of you matter. And maybe this week it'll be 100 because we fluctuate, but we're still here because discipline and all that other stuff. But it is really hot, so we're just gonna move right through this episode and try and get out of here within 50 minutes. We'll see. But you know I don't do the show alone, ladies and gentlemen. I got the #1 producer in the game. Dante's in the studio.
It's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees.
Bro, yo, I'm losing it right now. I'm losing the plot. I didn't think, how you living?
Busted, highly favored.
I feel like a Simpsons character right now. Oh, you don't really get Simpsons references. The fat guy from Louisiana was, I definitely shouldn't have told him about my secret Cayman Island bank account. Oh, it's too hot today. And then he just wipes his freaking brow. You living good?
Yeah.
You enjoying the weather?
Yeah.
You're Dominican, bro. So this is like, and I'm
half Dominican.
And Jamaican.
Yeah.
Bruh, you sunned up.
Yeah, but
I'm
I also
Ethiopian.
grew up in Canada.
Yeah, same. I'm Ethiopian, and I was born in Greece, and I grew up in Canada.
Does Greece have winter?
Rain.
Rain.
Like, yeah, it's like rainy season.
Okay.
Right now, I think Greece has fires. Grease fires.
Grease fires.
I'll see myself out.
I just got that.
Oh my God. Slow. They think I'm slow.
I'm like, what the heck is a grease fire?
You know what?
Probably all of the olive oil.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot to talk about today, even though we're going to try and rush through this. Somehow found a way to do the episode on hard mode. It's 35 degrees. We got water. We're staying hydrated. I'm sweating. You'll see Dante. He's sweating.
I'm sweating, bro.
I'm
trying not to.
At least I'd rather be in the shady spot. Like you got.
Yeah, but I sweat
I
way
hope
more.
you have enough light. And I didn't put a framed. Bruh, who cares? Who cares? We did. We're gonna just move on past. So last week I mentioned a new addition to the desk. Again, this is not a sponsor. This is just a friend of the show.
Yep.
Becco Foods. My homie Becco, the hardest working hot sauce salesman I friggin' know. Every time I'm at a street vendor like festival or whatever, this guy's literally the first one there and the last one gone. And he makes such fire hot sauce. And last time he linked up with Dante, he gave Dante his hottest sauce. It's called Molly's hot sauce. About to get mollywopped on this freaking. So go on. So on a 35-degree day, I figured we'll do around 3 segments on this episode. So I got 3 chips for each of us here. These are jalapeno chips. They're not like hot chips or anything like that. But I figure, what better day than today than for me and Dante to finally do the little Becco Foods hot sauce challenge.
Oh my. Yo, that's too much.
I got to put it for 2. It's too much. You're freaking out.
Yes, it's hot. I'm
Bro,
sweating.
you're Jamaican and dumb. Yeah, but that's the fun of it, bro.
This is not fun. Yo!
That's no good.
Why are you laying it on so thick?
What do you mean? That's mine. I'll do that one.
Sure.
Are you? Is that comfortable? You pick.
I'm not. That's good. Whatever. It's already on
You-
there. I would have scraped it off. No extra.
All right, so take a chip.
Oh, we're doing it now.
We got to start.
Oh.
Right? It's the beginning of the episode. That one might have more on it. I'm just letting you know. Being honest. Shout out to Becco Foods, bro. This is gonna be fun.
No, it's not.
No, it's not, but it will be for them.
Yo.
Maybe this will break 1 million. Oh my god, I want to kill myself.
No, but have you seen, just in terms of like internet lore, have you seen A Online do the ghost pepper challenge?
Not that one specifically. I think the one I remember is Shaq. No, that ain't hot.
Oh,
No,
okay.
that ain't,
no. A
that ain't
Online.
no- that ain't nothing to me.
He was like one of the OG like British YouTubers. He's a black guy. And he ate a ghost pepper, and his dad's like straight Nigerian. So he's like starts sweating, he starts throwing up. He's like
Throwing
"Dad!"
up?
He's like, "Dad!" He's like calling for his dad, and then his dad's like, "Son, what did you do?" He's like,
Well, I
ate
hope
a
you're
pepper."
prepared to finish this episode from the hospital. Dante, don't leave me, Dante.
Oh, this is so much pepper.
Count of 3.
Sure. Can I chase with this water?
You can do whatever you want. You've watched enough the chicken wing white dude. Chicken wing white dude. That's the name of the show.
Chicken wing white
dude.
Yeah, but
With
he has
hot ones.
milk. He has milk. Water doesn't really help with
No, you're
heat.
right. It actually makes it worse.
What do we do?
I don't have milk. There's
have
no
milk?
milk in the studio. What? You drink milk?
Well, if I eat something spicy,
What are you, 6?
Yes!
You still drink, yes. You drink pasteurized milk?
I drink.
You gotta at least get that good raw homo. You know how hippies like it? Unfiltered, unpasteurized, raw homo. Best milk out there. All right, you ready?
No, I'm not ready.
Yeah, I know. We're trying to delay it. We gotta do this. We'll commit to at least 2.
At least one. Because this is a start. This
1,
is gonna be
2, 3.
Try not to get it on my tongue.
I did. I don't care. All right. Welcome to Black Zeus podcast. I'm running right to the water. You know what? This ain't nothing to me.
Right now.
Give me. No, I didn't make a face. I didn't make a face.
I'm already feeling it.
I feel it, but let's be honest, bro.
I don't do hot sauce.
Oh, you don't.
How many times did I say
This is. Oh, damn! I just wiped the freaking hot sauce hand on my head scarf, on my head napkin. That's a nice hot sauce, but like, I think it's still. I think even talking to him because I saw him at the last art crawl, because he was even saying it's not like untouchable type hot sauce. This is the hottest sauce he makes, and obviously I feel it.
It is hot.
It is nice. Yeah, it has a nice kick, but I think it's very doable. I don't think if you were to put if you like a kick, this is perfect.
My dad makes hot sauce, and he likes hot sauce.
That's a great flavor.
It does have good flavor.
And Becco Food. Now I am a salesman, but it's my homie, nigga. I don't give a. He didn't pay me. I just like the product, and it's here. So why not? You want to do another one right now?
No.
Really?
No.
All right, I will.
You're crazy.
No, this ain't. I feel like to make it an actual challenge, I got to do 2. I'm gonna do more. See that? Where's the close-up camera? Should I do that?
Do it. It's your tongue.
All right. Yeah, I know you're feeling it, eh? But I want to actually. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? I put the whole chip. I put hot sauce on the whole chip. All right. Are we gonna talk about video games? I don't.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about video games.
You sure?
Yeah. Take my mind off the pain.
I like it a lot, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
It does taste good.
It's fire on that jalapeno chip.
Ooh, yeah.
On the jalapeno chip. Woo! Yo, Becco, you gotta start packaging your own jalapeno chips, bro.
Ooh, yeah.
All right. Back into the show, ladies and gentlemen, with the first segment. I've already crushed 2 of these. All right. Nothing to me. No, I didn't make a face. It's been a while since we've gotten down this trail. You know what I mean? But it's who we are. Dante's more proud of it than I am. But it's the return, ladies and gentlemen, of Black Nerd. Woo! We black and we nerds, my nigga. That's gotta be like the soundbite for it. That's the worst. We're not getting any views with this. Yeah, we're gonna talk about some video games right now. Specifically, damn, this is crazy. Just remember, I'm talking about this video game while I just had some really hot sauce. I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima on the PS5, and this might be my favorite game of the modern era of gaming. I would say PS4, PS5. PS5 doesn't really have much.
Did you play PS4 though?
Yeah,
What'd
I
you
had a
play on?
ton. What?
What did you play on PS4?
Fallout 4. All the Uncharted, like Uncharted 4.
I actually want to go back and play all
Uncharted 4 is fire. I've been thinking about it, but it's the last like
I watched the movie recently. Sorry.
Oh, why are you I'm just looking at you with disgust. That movie looked like trash.
I know, but I didn't see it.
Okay, first sip of water. What'd you think? What'd you think of the movie? Uncharted movie.
Here's the thing.
Oh, this is too long already. This is
I'm biased because I like those kind of treasure hunt movies.
okay.
Like
So
National
you like
Treasure.
so you like Indiana Jones?
Not as much, to be honest.
So you don't like those movies,
But like I like National Treasure. I like the conspiracy ones.
bruh. Do you know what the Holy Grail? That's the conspiracy of all conspiracies.
But
They aren't going about it in conspiracy. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But let's get back on track because I don't think I can sidetrack here. You love Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
I played it on the PS4, but I'm going through it on the PS5, like for real.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason I really thought this would work to talk about on the comedy podcast, is oddly enough, like to me, I'm a super video games or art person.
Mm-hmm.
I think this game handily goes with that statement. Video games are like the photo mode in this game alone. Like
Amazing.
they literally have the f-stop aperture lighting.
Yep.
Like everything. Mm-hmm. Like like I've never seen a more robust photo mode, and it makes sense.
You can have foliage go through.
Though, yeah, all these different particle effects and stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought I'm like, yo, let me just do one. You know, every once in a while when I'm playing, I'm like, damn, this looks so good. Let me just capture a screenshot real quick.
Yeah.
And I do it. This is crazy.
Wait, is that the face one or the hot hand one?
No, this is the clean one.
Okay. I'm just waiting till you rub your eyes.
No, that was in my pocket. That was in my pocket. Oh man, the developers are gonna see this. Oh, more people are talking about our game. It's like, this is terrible. This guy ate hot sauce, sweating through the thing. I like to, without getting into heavy spoilers, the basic premise of the game is you're a samurai on a fictional well, the island is real. Tsushima actually exists in Japan. Yeah. But the story is fictional.
No, because they got raided.
Yeah, but bro, the
actual story is
completely fabricated.
No.
Yes, it is, bro. I've watched 3 like 1 hour developer walkthroughs now.
Yeah, but the whole thing,
diaries. They've
the
all said
characters and stuff are not real. But
Yes.
I mean, them being attacked by the Mongols and then a tsunami coming.
But that's not the story. That's more the backdrop, the setting.
I know, but that actually happened. Is the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, but I'm trying to say the meat and potatoes of the actual game. Like none of it is fictional. The characters aren't based on anybody. Like all of the characters are fictional.
Yes.
There's some, again, like on my drives to shows, I've been listening to, like, this is how into the game I got. I'm listening to developer diaries and them talk about.
Yeah.
I haven't been this into a game like in years, bro. Like where I'm watching developer diaries, listening to how they made it.
Yep.
Absolutely, video games are art, but I think the main point for the comedy podcast is the storyline is like a fallen samurai. Like his whole island gets invaded by the Mongols.
No. The Tsushima, but
Yeah.
Japan itself is
Well,
not.
His island
Yes.
gets invaded by the
Yeah.
Mongols.
Yes.
His uncle gets effed up and all this stuff, and he essentially gets broken down to square one and has to build himself back up. But he's a samurai, and in order to defeat these new enemies, because samurais have never faced like the Mongol army, he has to become something he's not, the Ghost of Tsushima. So he has to like become a ninja essentially. But samurais are all honorable. They must. I stand and face you.
Yeah.
So that. So the process of the story of the game is him coming to terms with like how he came in to the game of the samurai, honor, and you know, like the way of the sword and the way of the samurai. All this like freaking honor is the main thing.
Yeah.
And him having to adjust in order to see victory.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way he sees victory without making the new adjustments, facing a new enemy of this strength and might.
Who has no problem not being honorable, by the way.
Yeah, the enemy, the Mongols are just like slitting throat. Like the opening cutscene is absolute cinema. You know what's stupid? Because I'm a big fan of samurai movies, and I'll let you get a word in here in a second.
No, go ahead.
But like when I first played it on PS4, I first played it in Kurosawa mode, and I shouldn't have done that.
No, you got to play through it regular.
Yeah,
And then every once in a while, you go in Kurosawa mode just for like.
I can't do that. It's all or nothing. So I do want to have that experience, but I played the game like 40% in Kurosawa mode, and then I just like, this game is too beautiful to look at.
It's so beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually beautiful.
Yeah.
Hearing the design choices behind how they made it too is like after the first like few drafts of the island, it was just all trees, and someone had made the suggestion, make some clearings so you can see things.
Yeah,
and, like,
make some fields.
Yeah, and all like, bro, with the way the wind moves,
The
and all
wind
stuff,
is such a big character in the game.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Character is a good way of putting it. I love minimal AI or UI.
UI.
I love getting like UI's user interface if you're not a nerd like this.
Yeah.
But essentially, like the mini map and all that stuff, the directional stuff, like it's just like it sounds corny if you don't play it.
Yeah.
But like the way the wind blows is the direction that
You gotta go.
You're going in.
Yeah.
And you can set markers obviously, so the wind blows whatever direction you want. But just super clean. Before I get into like why I truly feel like this is hitting the comedy button for me. This is my phone. going off.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm dealing with a bunch of shit. But the reason I feel like this hits the comedy button for me, I'll get into in a minute, but give some of the reasons of why you love this game before we get too far into this.
Dog, it's just it's one of those games that you always wish there was.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, and obviously there have been samurai games in the past, but this like emphasizes the samurai aspect of it, like the actual sword play mechanics. You know, you have different stances are for different enemies, right? And what's sick is like, you know, you can be in like a compound and then there's different enemies in the compound, right? So you're fighting one guy, he has a sword, so you got to go into stone stance, and then there's a shield guy, you got to go into water stance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to be able to like switch between the stances mid-fight and not have to be like, oh, I got to redo my whole build for this one stance. You know, it's fire.
It's a crazy power fantasy. Loving samurai as much as I do, like this genre of samurai.
Yep.
I don't think there's ever been anything that made me feel so close to. Obviously, it's a game.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not swinging a real sword. But the hits feel so like.
Yeah.
It feels like you're
feels-
hitting with that sword, bro.
And me and my friend, we have this term that's called meaty hits.
Meaty hits. That pause, bro.
No, but like the hits feel meaty, you know?
I bet they do, bro.
No, but it's like, ooh, they do damage, you know?
They do damage.
Yeah.
Like the sword. And even hearing that in the developers talk about it is like them coming to the refinement of like how powerful those swords. Because at the beginning of development, they first made the game as like health bars for both of you. And it's like
Okay.
you go into battle with, but it didn't feel like samurai.
Yeah.
And then they realized like, yo, this sword has to be like super powerful.
Yeah.
So the way you switch between stances and all that stuff, it's just the most flawless combat system.
It's clean. And
To
the
me,
movement
since,
feels nice too.
Yes,
And
since
that's
Arkham games.
Yeah.
It's like revolutionary in my mind, the way Batman Arkham,
100%.
like
I feel that.
Arkham Asylum, Knight and
And
whatever.
And the movement in the game it's so intuitive, which I love.
Yes.
Right? Like you can move around and not fully have to think about it.
There's no aiming or lock on, none of that.
Well, there's like auto lock almost.
It just whatever direction you're looking at,
yeah.
that's the enemy you're fighting.
No, I'm talking about the movement. Like when because you can go on like buildings and jump from this, and then you just go across the rope, and then you're above this guy. All right,
I see what you're saying. It all moves very like clean, like fluid,
exactly,
like the wind,
intuitive,
which is a very I think deliberate. Again, they just make you feel like samurai.
Yeah.
Really so to get into the comedy thing of it, I think this is finally a new spin on me coming to terms with what's happening in the comedy space.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously the week to week I come here and I discuss my battles with the wanting to make memes or not wanting to make memes and all that stuff. And the story of Jin having to go from honorable samurai to this ghost character where it's not all about confronting head on and it's about being in the shadows and stealth and you got to sneak up on niggas just as much as you do the stand in the face.
Yeah.
Because it's like a mixture of both.
Yeah. But I also want to point out that part of the game is that initially the people of the island don't know that it's Jin. So they just think it's some demon. You know, just go.
Yeah, as your legend grows,
as your
they
legend
know it's you.
Yeah, so but they don't know it's Jin.
There's a ghost.
It's the ghost, right?
Yeah.
So now
I
it's
finally
like,
got to the point where like I got so good, and then I got some of the unlocks. It was like people are like running scared.
yeah, exactly.
That was so sick.
Yeah, and that's what I tried to do in real life. You know, I'm trying to increase my legend. I say that all the time.
But in the comedy space, bro, it's weird. This is why I truly feel like video games are art, because it's not just a matter of like I'm playing through something. When they're that good, they make you relate your own life to what's taking place.
Yes.
And it just so happens I'm exactly at this place in comedy where I feel like I got in like an honorable samurai.
Yeah.
14 years ago, where comedy was not achieved, but at least like the pathway was one way. And not like the pathway was no memes.
Yeah.
You didn't have to be a meme guru, meme god, all this shit. And then obviously just seeing that change, and I was with it at the beginning, but then seeing it completely just morph into some bullshit, in my opinion. Still, I will never not see it that way. I see it as just fodder, like just random scrolling bullshit, which I don't fully care to participate in. But like this podcast, like the show and all that stuff, which by the way, go check out the latest episode of Black Zeus, the show on the channel right now. Having the open dialogue about the trials and tribulations of being an artist, especially in the modern age, but with traditional views.
Yeah. Traditional beliefs.
Yeah, bro. Like I'm very much, I feel like we're tricking ourselves into thinking that memes matter and all that stuff. It's like, cause now it's like endless, you know, we're always looking for something to get us by, past time or whatever. And it's become super easy. And unfortunately, like the stats kind of prove it in a negative sense with, you know, I say it all the time, depression, anxiety, people can't look each other in the eyes.
Yeah. One of the creators of the magnetic feed, he called it a race to the bottom.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Like with all these algorithms and people being famous by doing the dumbest things.
The dumbest shit. That's what we exactly.
Yeah.
So we are actually incentivizing people to, I used to say less effort, but I think that's the wrong statement. Because there's a ton of effort.
Yeah.
I just think it's basic bottom feeder bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, there was a guy that I saw recently. He was some sort of, and there was like a news article about this, but he went to like a supermarket.
Yeah.
And then he was spraying stuff on the fruits.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, well, when I do this, I get $1,500 a month from chat, dude, because they, you know, I got people on my live and they're watching me.
Yeah.
And then he got arrested.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
But he's making money doing that.
of course he is. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's what's incentivized.
Exactly.
There's that website where you can make a crypto on anything. So like people were like, make this crypto. One guy said, make this crypto go whatever, and I'll kill myself. And then he killed himself, and then it popped, like the
That's
coin
crazy.
popped. Yeah.
I didn't even hear about that.
It's just, I don't know. It's ridiculous to me, but I do also, I'm not a dinosaur. I'm not so against it. And like playing this game is kind of making me go through that internal struggle in a different way.
Yeah.
I know that sounds weird because it's a samurai game.
No, but
the story
you're able
hits.
to see it from a
The
different
story
perspective.
hits so close to what I feel like I'm experiencing,
Yep.
and because I'm playing through it,
Yeah.
it's almost like a therapeutic.
Yeah,
Like I love the game already, but I didn't look at it this way when I first played it back in the day.
yeah.
So now it's like I'm coming to terms with just doing it for the sake of like my benefit and my family, my friends, and all that stuff. But
benefit
there
of
still
Tsushima,
is
bruh.
a line. But there still is a line, bro. And I feel like I don't know. All the downtime in that game kind of is where I'm processing all the story that is relating to my life. So it's just this weird synergistic loop between Ghost of Tsushima and comedy for me, which I never expected.
Yeah.
Like, is there anything like that you have? Video. It doesn't have to be Ghost, but like, do you have a game that just related so much to whatever you were experiencing in life at that time or prior?
I mean, movies a lot of the time do that for me.
Like games,
But
specifically.
games wise,
Yeah,
I mean,
because everybody already views movies as art, and nobody.
okay, but I've always seen games as art.
I think art. Yeah, I think
You
now.
know, yeah.
But me growing up, it was like an argument.
It definitely
Even amongst
was.
gamers, like there were people that loved games that were like, "This
Yeah.
isn't art," or the games that were art.
But I was playing single player games, and because a lot of the people that don't say games are like they're playing COD.
Yes,
And even then,
yes,
they're playing COD multiplayer. Because then I would say, you know, Call of Duty, the first Modern Warfare,
It was art.
art.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, all that shit. Yeah.
Art.
But when I say video games are art, what are some games that come to mind for you? And we're gonna get out of the game talk now.
God of War, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
That's where you go to first?
Well,
That's
I
like
mean-
cinema.
It's art. I'm
that-
telling
yeah,
you.
no, I know what you
Why
mean.
won't you let me say my opinion?
I'm just shocked that that's where you went to first.
Well, you already claimed Ghosts, so I can't be like, yeah, Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, but why not?
Because we're already I already agree with that statement.
That's fair. But
So
if
you
that is-
say what else? I'm like, Ghosts.
okay, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, God of War for sure. It's art. I'm telling you.
You're talking about the modern ones,
yeah.
not like the PS2 ones.
The PS2 ones were good, but these newer ones are art.
There's like an
Like
artistic flair.
there's an artistic.
I almost feel like that takes away from the God of War thing, though.
trust.
They made it too cinematic.
No, I'm dog. Just
I'm
listen.
going based off like the God of War community, from what I heard, because I'm like I'm in my nerddom. You know what I mean? I look into things
Okay, but why don't you play the game for yourself?
'Cause I don't care.
and make your own opinion.
because I didn't care about God of War then or really now, to be honest.
Okay, well, you asked me what games are art, and I'm telling you, God of War is up there art wise for me.
I see it. I'm not saying I don't see it.
I don't think you see it.
Well, no, because like even the way they made the whole game to look like it's one shot, like one tracking shot. Isn't that the whole concept behind like how they look visually too?
They look really good.
Yes, I've seen a lot of cutscenes and it does look great.
Yeah, but the story is just ooh.
Interesting. So like another one would be like Shadow of the Colossus.
Okay,
That to me is like video games are art type.
yeah. I mean, I don't know about you, but the Little Big Planet art,
Yeah.
sure.
You want to do another one? Hey, all right. I'm sweating like crazy, bro. I'm sweating like crazy.
Don't load it up though, please.
Just that?
Yo, half of that, bro.
Really?
Are you crazy?
All right.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
All right. I'll put a little bit more to make it interesting. So that was Black Nerds, everybody. We won't be talking about video games for a while, so don't worry. Or maybe if you like it, leave a comment. Let us know. I don't think we're gonna talk UFC today.
But there's so many good
Not yet.
fights.
It's too late because we won't even post it in time for it to matter.
Oh, you're talking about the upcoming card.
Yeah, the upcoming card.
But it's your boy.
It's fine.
You don't want to talk about your boy?
I do, but it's fine because we're already 30 in, and we got some comedy to talk about because that's what this is about. That was my third chip.
It was.
Are you gonna do 3?
We'll see how I feel after this second one.
All right, then I'll leave that for a minute. Oh, my body's like, why?
What are you doing?
My balls is hot. You took your shorts off. Why'd you take your shorts off? My balls was hot, Joe. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to move on to a segment that we do here every week. It's part of the reason why we even have this podcast. It's to talk comedy and break down what we've been up to in the game. It's comedy recap, ladies and gentlemen. Dante and myself. Let's just pick one thing this week because we
Okay.
still got to do the Skreets.
Sure.
Oh, this will be fun. I was booked. So like a week ago, was it a week ago where I missed a show?
Yeah.
Karma, bro. Karma hits heavy. I was booked to headline a show, and they double booked me.
What do you mean they double booked?
They had 2 headliners booked, and the show that I was supposed to do was flopping.
Okay.
So luckily, they produced multiple shows, and the other show, same pay, but needed a host.
Okay.
But bro, when I say I'm so happy it turned out this way, shout out to Cannabis Comedy Festival guys in Toronto.
Yeah.
They put on great shows. So go check that out if you're ever in the area.
This one was harder than the first one.
Well, because you're double stacking now. For me, my body's acclimated now. So it's just like I'm just sweating, but like not too bad. But they ran a weed show combined with Cafe, which is a dispensary in Toronto, for the first time in years, bro. So they ran it like a private event. That's the reason they were able to have like weed smoking inside. I pull up to the venue not knowing what to expect because it's like a cafe is where they send me to.
Uh-huh.
But it's just like the name of the place.
Yeah.
And I get in, and it's literally just a performance space, but in a storefront. It was so dope. There was like 40 seats, 50 seats, somewhere around there, with a little stage in the center.
Okay.
Like a bar garage window, patio type thing, you know what I mean? Like lift up the garage window thing, and so you have access to the outside. And it was, bro, it was such a beautiful little throwback. Like I've talked about it on the podcast a ton, the weed comedy scene that Toronto had, which is very, it was exclusive like back in the day. Like nobody had a weed scene like us. We had 5 lounges that you could smoke in with shows. And again, I'll just briefly break it down, but it's like most people have like bar shows, theater shows, or comedy club shows, or like arena or whatever. But weed wasn't legal. But back in the day, like 10, 14 years ago when I started, Toronto had an active cannabis community. And there were a bunch of vapor lounges that were just set up, and nobody messed with them for years, like legally. So they would just have memberships, and you would go there and you would smoke indoors like a bar for weed. And they had a bunch of comedy shows, and that's really where I cut a lot of, like, that's where I sharpen my teeth or sharpen my blade. Ghost of Tsushima.
Now you know what. Now you understand why I use the samurai metaphor when I talk about my jokes.
That makes sense. Suicides, samurai. And I specifically,
it's a black crowd. Got to use wind stance.
I specifically credit weed rooms for making me as strong a comic as I am. Because there's nothing like performing for drunk people is one thing, but like you laugh easier when you're drunk, I think. But when you're high, bro, you can be having the time of your life and not make a sound. So really just, I don't know, it strengthens you, I think, as a comic. So it's been years and I didn't know this. So I pull up to the show and I see ashtrays all in between the seats and stuff. I'm like, wait a second, bro, you can smoke inside. And I just immediately like reverted to like 14 years ago. I was so happy.
And then you bombed.
No, thankfully, bro, I was hosting too, so less pressure.
No, I mean, because you went back 14 years ago. So it's like,
that's funny. And I did actually have a problem back in the day where I would get too high at shows and then I just wouldn't have that much energy on stage. But I worked it into the set, and I even went down the history of Toronto weed comedy with the crowd because it was all stoner crowd because it was a weed show. So it was just like those vibes. It was like very nostalgic for me. The hosting went great. I had some really good moments, and they get high too. So to bring the energy back up, I feel like I had the perfect bits in between comics to just like bring their energy back up. This nigga just burped on the podcast. That's so funny. But yeah, that's pretty much the show I want to talk. I miss the weed comedy scene so much.
Yeah,
I really do. It meant a lot, and I feel like there's just so much growth that comes from that type of challenge. If that makes sense. No, I didn't make a face. But yeah, what'd you get up to this week?
I think I only did one show last week, but it was a good show. So Canvas, our bar, open mic, usually hit or miss, right?
Yeah.
But they had a philosophy club before the show.
Interesting.
Yeah. So then
they stuck around?
Yeah, and they stuck around. You know me, I like to philosophize. You know? So, I was able to hit a little riff off the top.
Yeah.
And I said, like, oh, my name is Dante, but for the Philosophy Club, I'm Le Penseur. And then they're like, ah! They got it.
You got him on your side.
Yeah. And then, I think I had like a pretty decent set,
Did you riff with them at all, or did they give you any confidence to like talk to them? Are you still working on that?
I'm working. That was me. That was my little riff there in the beginning.
Okay. You're really not comfortable with it, eh?
I'm working on it. Usually I have a different opener.
Okay.
So that I switched it up a little
But isn't the thing to like work on crowd work? Isn't that what you're trying to get a little strength in right now?
I'm trying to get strength and straying from my material.
I swear last time we talked about you trying to be like more confident in just being able to jump into the crowd.
Yeah, and I jumped into the crowd. Maybe you don't see it, but like that's a baby step for me.
Okay. That was like monumental. But to me,
No,
that's
it's not
just
monumental.
To me, that's just an observation. Like you made an observation, you knew that they were in the crowd, and you just said something off the top.
That they would know.
Yeah, but that wasn't a crowd. That wasn't crowd work.
No. Ow.
No.
I like popped my jaw for a second. But I have a different opener, right?
So you did that on the fly, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I did that on the fly.
Okay, you gotta trust
where
yourself
I
enough
could
to do
have
that.
just went with the straight opener that I know kind of works.
Okay.
But I took a little risk, small risks here and there. You know what I mean?
Small step forward, and then eventually a leap,
exactly.
and then a jump.
So I did that, and then because I did that, then I got them on my side. Then going through my jokes and boom, boom, boom,
Hit
boom.
a little better.
Yeah,
man.
and it was like a pretty like popping room. Like Chris Robinson showed up.
I saw the photos. Yeah, there were some people that showed
Mo
up.
Sitta showed up.
Oh,
Alex
nice.
DeWitt was there. So it was like,
Oh, damn.
It was a heavy like hitter room. And I brought a friend who's like, he's like under 50 sets. So I'm like, yo, come, like, because he came to
try it
campus
out.
one time and he bombed. So he's like scared to come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm like, yo, come out. You're leaving. You got to stay on the grind. Like, I'm trying to hold him accountable to like do sets. You know what I mean? And it was sick to like have him come out and like be on a lineup with like all these hitters and not like freak out.
Oh, he like held his, like he was cool about it.
He held his own, you know what I mean? So I'm like, good for you, you know what I mean?
That's a good sign.
So like I did well, he did well. I mean, Chris smashed, obviously. Mo did really well too. Like,
Man, it's fun watching Mo develop.
yeah, because he's
He
new
was
in the
like
game.
but he was like shy on stage. I feel like when I first met him.
Mo Sitta?
Yeah, like shy is probably the wrong word because he had like charisma and stuff, but it's just like you could just see like his confidence, his swagger. It's like, yeah, on stage. Yeah, this is automatically swagger to black people.
Yeah.
But yeah, continue.
Yeah, no, it's just like it was sick to see that. Like, not to say that I was like hanging with the top like echelon guys, but like I had a good show. Like I had a good set. Other people had a good set. Some people didn't. You know what I mean? And it was like a whole bunch, like I said, killers. You know,
How much audience was there?
like 15 to 20.
Nice for Canvas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nice.
Yeah,
For an open mic at Canvas. Way to go, Jam.
yeah. So it was like
Jam.
really good. It was like one of their best like nights that I've seen in a minute.
Especially in like this weather.
Yeah. Well, it was because it was philosophy.
I
people.
wonder,
They don't
like,
to
bro,
go
I saw
outside.
when I went to the grocery store earlier today, I saw like barely any cars in the lot and shit. Like it's so hot.
It's too
I
hot.
wonder
You
if people
can't-
even because normally you would at least look for something to do indoors with some AC. But that's gonna do it for this week's comedy recap, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna roll right into a segment that I love. You love it, but sometimes you hate it, ladies and gentlemen. In these Comedy Skreets, week to week or every once in a while, Dante and myself scroll the stand-up board on Reddit or just look for some random comedy stories or topics of interest in the world of comedy and break down our 2 cents. This week is no different. We're on the stand-up board on Reddit. The screen,
PlayStation.
the screen is a little bit dim, so this is gonna be tougher for me. Can I get the remote real quick? I turned it down to, too dark. Too dark. Yo, it's so okay. This is where's the menu at? Yo, say something for a second.
So yeah, this is Comedy Skreets. We're gonna dive into the depths of Reddit, r/stand up. And we're gonna see what the Skreets is talking about in the stand-up world.
All right. Thank you, sir. Now we are back. We are back. Let me exit out of this.
You know what's cool? That doesn't show up on the screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is dope. I didn't even think about that. All right. So this was posted on r/standup by President Ender. President Ender. Oh, that's pretty topical.
No, it's President Tender. Because it's like a pretender president.
President Ender? No, unless it's Presidenter.
President Tender.
Nah, whatever, bro. It's by that person. And
1% commenter.
and the headline reads as, "Why are producers so protective of venues?" I read this and I almost immediately got irked. But just reading that, I'm like, you can almost this is pretentious. But let's read it. Sorry for the rant, y'all. Imagine this. You go to a mic at a kick-ass little basement bar space and everybody's laughing. You get laughs. You have a great time. The bar has been there for a while. Used to have a mic, then no mic for a long time. But you'd been thinking about going to the producer show.
Say he was gonna
you did say he was going to say that. You can already just, even by the way this reads, this guy's just trying to get you on his side immediately. And this one makes me think he's in the wrong.
He was going to say he'd been thinking about it.
I'm already a little biased to think this guy's in the wrong immediately, but let's continue on. Maybe I'm wrong. Then no mic for a long time, but you've been thinking about going to producer show since nobody else was doing it. The mic just reminded you shoot the producer a polite message. Hey, that's a really cool space. I might produce a show there soon. And this entitled little mushroom-cocked douchebag has the nerve to say, please don't. Who does he think he is? He doesn't own the bar. Or there's a spot you'd had your eye on for years. You hosted a show there once. An ad pops up on your social media that there's a comedy showcase. So you reach out to the venue because you'd really just prefer to run your own thing. And there's no need to bring any other producer into it. And for some reason, the venue decides to contact the showcase producer, who must have had some vendetta against you because he doesn't think your show is a good fit, quote unquote. How entitled. That douchebag tech bro should stick to software and let the funny people do comedy. Why are these producers so protective, clingy, and gatekeepy with these venues? It's not like they own them. The astute reader will note that this post's author is in fact the mushroom cock douchebag tech bro in question. So he had the show already.
What?
It's him that had the show? And somebody else tried to snake in on his? Is that what the plot twist? This guy's saying he's the douchebag.
Oh, so he's the one that blocked him?
He was the one that was trying to, be like, no, please don't do a show here. So I'm assuming he has, okay, this is like an M. Night Shyamalan comedy post.
The twist all of a sudden.
What a twist! So the guy's a good guy in the end, maybe. Let's assess this. So I'm assuming he's the producer that already had a show at this venue.
Yeah.
Somebody's trying to encroach on his space.
Uh-huh.
And it's a tech bro from what it sounds like. No, he's the tech bro.
He's a tech bro.
Okay. I got to make sure I'm reading this right. Or there's a spot, and for some reason, the venue decides to contact the showcase producer. So the venue's...
But then if you're the guy, why would you ask, why am I so clingy?
This screams of like friggin' I don't know, like ego. But I do agree that producers should be protective of their venues.
Yeah. Part of the show is the venue.
Especially if you, I was just at the show yesterday. Mm-hmm. I was talking to the Canada's Comedy Culture guys because they've been doing stuff for like over a decade, it feels like. Mm-hmm. I've been running shows with them. And, or they've been running shows and putting me on and stuff. Yeah. And one of the guys, Ryan, he just produced his own little comedy festival in Whitby, Ontario. And it was like a 3-venue, small little festival, but still, I was like, yo, how did that go? It looked like solid lineups and all that stuff. He's like, bro, what a awesome thing is like, I just got this venue that I've been working with and they're so great to me and whatever. So I just made sure to lock it down.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'm just running shows here. We do this together. And it makes sense because he put so much time and effort. It's not like the bar was floundering or anything.
Yeah.
It was already a known establishment. But if you now also create like a value add by producing a regular show there,
yeah,
that people are coming to regularly or semi-regularly, you absolutely, in my opinion, have a right to be protective of that space.
Yeah.
Because it's not like automatically having another producer or show there would ruin the venue, but that now cuts and undermines your show in half. There's now 2 options, and you just spent all this time and effort building your stuff up. I mean, do you have interest in producing?
I think about it. Like
I think about it.
Like I was actually talking about this
Yeah.
on Friday with some other comedians because I went to the lab.
Okay.
I had a shoot at Comedy Bar.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, maybe I can try and get on the mic at the lab. But it went late, so I left.
Okay.
But anyways, I was talking to some of the comics about producing, and they're like, dog, you're still doing the game. Like, you don't need to, produce a show.
Man, shut up, bro.
I do think about it though, but like
No. But like to tell you you're new in the game, so don't do it.
no, but it's like you're adding stress onto yourself right now that you don't really need to add.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, they were being okay. They were like actually having your interest in mind.
Yeah, because
not just telling you
because they're
shut it
talking
down.
about like because when they did it, it was stressful and
it is stressful, bro,
and all this stuff. So it's like you dog just
because I feel like especially because that's the strategy of new comics. You're trying to get booked on shows, so your idea is let me create a show and I'll put people on, they'll book me on their thing. But it's just a lot of like lower level. And I was Fraser Young, another like OG Toronto comedian who I haven't seen in years, popped back up and he closed the show out yesterday. And he was in New York for a bit and we were talking about the New York scene. And he's like, there's a lot of people that don't leave their boroughs. And then it's just, there's like 5,000 comics out there and like 1,000 of them are good. You know what I mean? And so but it's like the 4,000 others that are producing these shit mics with no audience just to get booked on other people's shit mics with no audience.
That's so funny.
And but that is how you devalue an ecosystem. There's like such a balance. How big is your city? How big is the potential market? What is the interest level in comedy?
Yeah.
But like, it's not like there's a committee for everybody to come together and be like, okay,
No, there isn't.
How many shows are we going to produce? Like, we should only produce this many shows right now to make sure that the interest is high enough that we're all selling out.
But even like, so like to maybe piggyback off one of this guy's point, I had been thinking about doing a Mike and Milton for a minute. And I even talked to Rouse about this like months ago.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, oh, like, what do you think I should do? Da, 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 da. And then he sent me all this like reading material to go through and stuff. There's like a whole thing about how to host a mic and stuff like that. But then this lady, she starts hosting mics out of Milton. I'm like, sick. Because
oh yeah, you saw that,
they're at a venue that I don't think I can approach. Like I just feel like if I go in, they're gonna be like, oh, what does this black guy want to do here?
Yeah.
But, she's a white woman, so like
it works.
They'll entertain a meeting.
They entertain more than that. She just walked in the door. You got a show.
No, but they do now. They have been doing more stand-up shows like out of the one bar. Like there's like the one main bar in Milton.
Yeah.
So now she does like a booked mic there, and it does really well. Like at least 30 to 60 audience members.
At that point, why is it a mic?
It's a booked mic, so it's like a showboat. No one gets paid.
To me. Is it charged?
But she's not selling tickets.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's
but
okay.
my point is, they do have ticketed shows at that same bar more and more frequently now.
That makes sense.
But run by a different promotion.
Okay.
Right?
It's still comedy?
Yeah, it's a comedy show.
Okay.
Like they would do like music and stuff because it's like a music venue.
I would say only because she's running a mic. Then I guess it kind of makes sense. You could kind of have like a proper like pro show.
You could.
Versus the mic.
Yeah. No, there is pro shows. It's just not run by her.
And it started after her?
No, they had been doing it before.
Oh, so she started the mic there.
She started the mic there, which is I wanted to start a mic because I have to drive to Hamilton or Toronto.
Put the timer back up,
regularly to hit a mic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm like, okay, like now that mic is once a month, and I'm like, okay, maybe I want something a little bit more frequent.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like, let me go talk to this lady that's organizing the mics and be like, hey, like, what do you think about, maybe coming in on another mic that's going to be more frequent rather than just, because she's already got claim to the territory.
Yeah.
Even though I've lived in Milton way longer.
That's a moot point. You didn't start a show before.
I know.
You could be there friggin' 10 years, 20 years, a whole lifetime.
Yeah.
Somebody else does it before you.
Yeah.
They put the thought to reality.
Yeah.
Can't do anything about that.
No.
So when do you think you'll what's your marker? When do you think you'll want to take that challenge on? And do you think you would want to run like a monthly, weekly, or just a one-off?
So I
Just to try it.
talked to a few people I talked to Rouse, and then I talked to Dante.
Yeah.
And he says when you're starting out, bi-weekly is good.
Every other week.
Yeah.
For a mic.
For an open mic.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to be running it because I'm new.
Especially. You don't want to take all that effort and energy away from
Exactly.
still developing. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot, bro. And then like people running late well, at least when it's a mic, there's less of that.
Yeah.
When you're running a booked, like,
Sure.
especially ticketed,
Yeah.
when like people paid, you feel the stress.
When the people pay, the people pay.
boy.
No, you don't know which one I was doing?
No, that sounded the same though.
No, remember the people pay.
Oh,
The people
when the
pay.
people pay.
Pay-per-view.
Yeah, with Joe
When the
Hogan.
people pay.
Is that Boss Rutan?
No,
Who
it's
is
Yoel
that?
Romero.
It's Yoel.
Yoel Romero. The people pay pay-per-view. Joe and the people pay. Soldier of God.
Soldier of God, Yoel Romero. I think that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. That's bro. My shirt is drenched. You got any final words?
Oh yeah, don't be afraid to adapt. In a world full of Lord Shimuras, be a Jinsakai.
Adapt.
Yes.
Apparently, there's an honorable ending. I read.
Yeah, there's 2 endings.
So you can play the game as an honorable samurai.
I can't spoil it. Play the game, dog.
It's too late. I've been snapping niggas' necks from the shadows. Like, but at the same time, I love the standoffs.
Yeah, the stand-ups are really
I
sick.
just roll up on a
Have you
friggin'.
gotten to the samurai duels yet?
Yes, that's what I'm doing now. I think I've done 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, those are sick.
I did one in like this mud pit.
Yeah.
And I
in
did
the
one
bog.
Yeah, and I did one on the edge of the water.
Yeah. They're sick.
That's probably because the Ronin attire is my favorite attire.
Yeah, I only rock the Ronin.
Right now I'm rocking the
Ghost?
Clan Sakai just because I just got it and
True.
I just found the black die maker.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All black everything.
Tough.
Yo, do you have the dark ashen hat yet?
Is that the
big one?
straw hat?
Yeah, and it goes like this. The big one.
Yeah, I do
And it,
have
like,
a
covers
big.
the face?
It looks like Raiden. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a
no.
It's like a patch hat.
No, not the one that looks like Raiden. There's like a big like hat and it like goes like all the way down here.
Like a pointed one.
It's flat and then it goes down like that.
I do have. Yeah.
But there's a black one.
I do have the black one.
Okay,
I know what
so
you're talking
I rocked the black one with the black Ronin attire.
I love that at first,
Ooh.
but it was too much while I'm in combat.
Dog.
I don't know. I have my own specific look
Yeah.
that I'm going.
Lately, I've been rocking the Shimura clan in
This is
black.
another 30 minutes right
In
here.
black with the freaking deer horns.
That's what I got right
Yeah.
now. All black.
All black mask.
The traveler's attire,
Fire.
all black.
Yeah.
With not the horned helmet, the one before it, all black.
Oh,
Crazy
yeah.
fit.
No, you
Crazy
know
fit.
which one. I don't know if you unlocked this.
Do you
map.
go for form or function? Like, do you go for how Jin looks, or do you go for the abilities of the armor?
I alternate. If I'm like, because I used to do like videos on this, like I want
Okay.
my guy to look sick because like the combat is going to be relatively the same,
Yes.
depending on which. Like when I played through the game, I'm a stealth guy, so I was
I love
rocking the
stealth,
Ronin and going into the
I got all the
high brush.
stealth charms on.
Yeah,
Like, but I do have
And
the
I'm like,
so the PS4 version, or at least when I played, it didn't have loadouts. Changes the game.
oh, like you can have
Each
loadouts?
armor set, you can have its own
Yeah, yeah,
loadout
yeah, yeah,
of
yeah.
charms and stuff. At least I didn't know that if there was in
Yeah.
the PS4 version.
Yeah,
Bruh. So like
I-
I have the form and function thing
Yeah.
when I'm traveling and uncovering all the clouds. And
Yeah.
once I'm done with that, I'm not even going to use the travel.
the thing is, when you get to New Game Plus, there's a charm called More Blood. So you like take up a whole slot just to have more blood. I'm like, I'm only playing with more blood on.
Damn, that kind of annoys me that it's a charm. It should just be part of the game.
I know, but it's worth it.
Ah, what a good game. All right. Where can people find you online?
You can find me online at Dante, CHEZDANTE. Follow your boy.
Hey, and I'm AKA Black Zeus on all the socials, mainly Instagram and the YouTube channel is where it's at. If you haven't already, go check out episode 8 of Black Zeus' show on the channel right now, and a bunch of other clips we just uploaded. We are here for you again next week. I hope you have a blessed week. Until then, Black Zeus the podcast, season 6, episode 23 is done. Peace. Yo, shout outs Becco.
Hey, it's Hen Dog.
Black Zeus the podcast season 6. featuring Black Zeus and Dante, aka Black Zeus on YouTube, Patreon, and Instagram. All right.